Well, the time has come. It's time to review a Star Wars movie. Hello, friends. Happy Saturday. So I promised that I would be reviewing a certain parody film, and so here we are. Star Wars Attack of the Clones Special Edition 2018 by some lovely guys who have a little bit of love, or maybe an unhealthy amount of love, for the Star Wars universe. Their second attempt at a remake. And let me just say, before I start, I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce your name, guys, so I'm so sorry. Knights of Renesmee, I'm not really sure. Before I talk about anything specific from this movie, I will say that very possibly this movie could have been renamed Star Wars Attack of the Belches, or Star Wars Belch of the Clones. Probably the only feature film to belch that many times and not have it be a part of an actual storyline. Gonna give you 10 out of 10 on that. Now the actual review. That theme music is perfection. I honestly would own it and listen to it independently. And that's not me just saying that, I actually would. One of the things that I really appreciated about the remake of Revenge of the Sith was that there were many times when the laughs stayed in. It wasn't just a blooper reel, it just was a part of the movie. In this one, it would be a cutaway from the actual take that was going to deliver the entire line, and other times it was just a character that couldn't stop laughing while somebody else was delivering a line. One of the highlights for me definitely was when people were in a car, which was supposed to be a speeder, and they would turn on the blinker to turn. It made things feel, I'm not really sure what it is about it that amuses me so much, because I don't think there's supposed to be amusement attached to it originally, but it definitely added for me. One of the most tactful changes from the original movie to this movie is that the kissing sequences aren't actually done, with the exception of one, but I'm not going to spoil that. You know, it adds to the fact that this movie is supposed to be real, not real. And the more you withdraw from the actual movie and be aware of how cheesy and honestly not good the original movie is, the more you benefit in the long run. I haven't seen Attack of the Clones in years, mainly because my DVD copy is scratched badly enough that I can't actually watch it. With that being said, as much of a Star Wars fan as I am, I don't think I'm losing anything by not being able to watch it. However, that did mean that I had forgotten just how long and boring some of the scenes are in that movie. With all of that in mind, there were times I was bored in this movie, and it wasn't because I was bored by what I was seeing, it was because the story is just so dull. And you can't really save that if you're doing a parody but keeping all the original lines. You can't save how bad that story is. You can just make it more entertaining for people. In terms of characters, Anakin, I think, is the closest to the real Anakin out of all the characters in this movie. I often would hear a line delivered and it sounded basically like the original Anakin saying it, just from the tone and the way that the actor carries himself. Padme continues to deteriorate as the movie goes along, and honestly, I'm not sure whether that's supposed to be a commentary on the real Padme or whether that's just supposed to be the actor's portrayal of Padme. Because I just saw Annihilation, I was hurting a little bit thinking about Natalie Portman in that role and how hard she must have worked to carry herself with dignity through that movie, because there are so many places where it hurts to think about it. Liam, you are a genius. I'm still not sure how much of you is just playing that role for fun and how much of you is playing that role to portray the inner torment of the flamboyant Padme. I'm not really sure. Either way, it's great and also super cringy. Super cringy. Sound, I would say that there's always room for improvement, and because this is something that this group of guys really wants to continue to do, I would recommend maybe getting a microphone of some kind. It sucks to edit anything of that length with audio that is not already connected, and I realize that if you're shooting with a smartphone, that also can put a damper on things. For a little bit of context, because I'm assuming most people who are watching this review probably don't know about my college filmmaking experiences, but I borrowed all of the equipment that I used in college, and one of the things that I learned while shooting 6 short films while also being a college student is that you really have to jam-pack all of the things into as little time as possible in order to make good use of your time and your resources and your actors. And because this is something that's being done with no budget, I definitely understand that, because we also had no budget for the short films that I did. But shooting with a microphone, while it takes so much time to edit later, is so beneficial just because it brings up the quality of the video 100%, no matter what you're trying to do with the video. In terms of editing, Tim is a genius when it comes to editing a feature film without actually being a feature film editor. At least I'm assuming you're not, Tim. So great job there. I think one thing that would make the film tighter, and I realize I'm saying this about a parody film, so take it or leave it. It's up to you. Cutting out pauses at the end or the beginning of a shot cuts down so much time. Timing is everything. So just something to keep in mind for the future parodies that are coming. At least I'm hoping and assuming they're coming. Andrew, great job directing, great job filming. All of the other people who helped to shoot this project. With the resources you have, you are doing an excellent job. The only things that could be improved a lot are, like I mentioned before, having better sound and cutting things a little bit closer. I think it'll hold the attention of the people who are wanting to love this no matter what even better, and it just helps you become better filmmakers. And again, I realize I'm critiquing a parody film of the worst Star Wars movie to ever exist. And I have no idea who all is going to watch this. So anyway, that's all I got. Check it out if you haven't. I have the link in the description, and my camera is dying. So now I really can't ramble anymore. I'll talk to you tomorrow.